HP. When it drops to 0, you're going to drop to that reclaim. But how important is HP? For PvP, do you want a lot? Do you want a little? Do you want a medium amount? How much HP do you actually want for your toon? Well, I guess let's start with low HP. Can low HP setups still work? Well, yes and no. So, there were 3 toons that used to thrive with a low HP setup, maybe 4. So we got the Fixer, MP, Trader, and the Nanotechnician. The reason I say maybe 4 is because the Nanotechnician is a bit of an outlier. They used to be able to get negative HP with a Cranky Golem, 0 IP and stamina, and they would make sure they wouldn't symbiont, so they would have no max HP. They would effectively have negative HP, and were completely unkillable in PvP. I don't know what FC did with the Nanotechnician for all these years, but there was always something wrong with them. You give them the triples, and there's 40% PvP caps. That means 1 triple and somebody's dead. There's a really funny video on YouTube of this old Nanotechnician before the nerf of the triple and before the nerf to 30% damage caps in PvP. He was just basically naked and just one-shotting MFs all day. And it was hilarious. He was like level 200 in AI2 and just press 1. I actually made a toon called I Press 1, but that's beside the point. So what I just told you is toons that used to work. Again, Fixer, MP, Trader, and kind of NT, but that's an outlier. Now, to current day. Can we still have low HP setups? I don't really know, man. Listen, nobody's playing Fixer anymore. It's just a complete waste of time. Traders nowadays, they want that big HP. It helps them a lot. TL7, you get the complete heal. The extra HP helps. As a lowbie, you see a lot of people rolling Aatrox. It makes sense. They should be doing that. And now, I would say the only professions you could feel kind of comfortable with going low HP would be Metaphysicist, Martial Artist, and Shade, but generally only as a lowbie. And the idea is that any heals that you're going to receive are going to be a complete heal. You use your low HP to control how much you're going to get hit for, and you can control what you're going to get capped for, if that makes sense. Because we know the cap is 40%. We know the cap used to be 40%. We know the cap now is 30%. So, you can control how much you're getting hit for. So, this is only going to work on a toon that could essentially evade, recover HP simultaneously, or completely stop damage, like a Nanotechnician. And to be honest, I'd still suggest getting as much HP as possible. Even as a martial artist, lower level as an Aatrox works great. Zazen, you know how I feel about Zazen. My thoughts haven't changed. But then I see frickin' Hip making his MA after MA and just... Zazen works, okay? You do want the HP though. But at a low level, you can get away with lower HP Zazen, and pretty much each one of those ticks of heals can be a complete heal, because the heals you receive, like if you had Hack and Quack and you had 500 HP, you know that person that you're dueling is only going to be able to hit you for 1500, and that's a cap. No cap. And Hack and Quack's still going to heal you for almost 400 HP. Every 5 million seconds or however long it takes to tick. Which is why Fixers used to work, because you'd have the low HP, and then you'd have your short hot and your long hot, and they'd kind of tick together. And it would make sense to have the low HP. But you know what doesn't make sense? Playing a Fixer in 2023. Don't do it. At any level. Alright, maybe if you want a TL7 now that they have the Mauser particle penile, whatever the heck it's called. So now we ask this question. Is high HP better? And I'm going to say in most instances, yeah, freaking absolutely high HP is much better. I figured I'd hop on my keeper and use this as a, I don't want to say proof, but as an example of why high HP may be the choice for you, and it may not be. Because as a 25 keeper, there's not really much we could do. Melee energy is not great. The Sockdologger at 25, not enough damage. Two-hand edge at 25, it can be. Listen. You get a Cure Sword. I want someone to do this. You get the Cure Sword. You go balls to the wall with HP. You can get a really high quality level Cure Sword on. Get the Brawl, get the Fast Attack, get the Damok. Make sure you're using Kizzies. Bingo. Gonna be a really good 25 keeper. But taking a look at mine, this is the shield of the Honorable Warrior. You get this from the first part of the Shoal quest. Is it fun? No, the quest is freaking miserable. And you can't get the other shield, which is somehow worse. The mods are way, way worse after level 80. However, if you see here, max health, 500. Body development, 30. And what do we know about body development? Every point in body development for an Aatrox is 4 HP. 3 for Solitus, and Op effects 2 for Nanomage. So this right here is 620 extra health. We got this Adrenaline Factory on. We got the freaking Capsules of Thin Blood. And we have some stuff to make sure we do not OE the ACs on the Guardian tank armor. That's not for the 20 health. I'm not really too upset about that one. All that leads to, I don't have Gauntlet right now, but essentially 4,000 HP. With Gauntlet, we go a bit higher. About 4,200, give or take. And that's kind of how a keeper is going to be able to compete at 25, because we don't have the damage, but when you have that much HP, and HP recovery via Damok and first aid stims, and your auras, keeper's a pain, man. Really pain. Really big pain. Because regardless of the lower damage, you're still able to subsist and you're going to outlast. I know I lost, I think, almost every duel I uploaded with the keeper, which wasn't that many. Hopefully I could upload more. You guys can make some more 25s and we could test some stuff out. But I would say, even over your weapon, getting more HP is more important. For example, I was looking at making a 76 Adventurer with a Scimitar of Spetses. Spetses? Who cares what his stupid freaking name is? The issue is, you have to sell out your entire setup just to not over-equip the weapon. Because 1201 one-hand edge for a quality level 240 sword, I think, or scimitar, excuse me. What do you need, 960 to not OE that? Yeah. Wow, my math is good. You need 960. Is that problematic? Yeah, because every piece of gear you have is going to be towards not OEing that weapon. What's the issue with that? You get very squishy. So it's going to be, you're selling out your entire setup just to not OE the weapon, which is a little bit of an issue with this shield, because I can't use Kissies because we got this bad boy right here. Got a frickin' IP deflect to not OE this. My setup is actually very close to to OEing this. I would have been able to have more HP and more ACs, which is also very important. But I wanted to make sure I could still get as much HP as possible. Dantean belt, 5 of these suckers, more HP. When you don't have to worry about OEing your weapon and you can make a tankier tune, I generally think that's the better way to go. There's a good middle ground between not being too squishy and not having a boatload of HP. There's somewhere you could sit in the middle, where enforcers generally seem to find that balance a little bit better. If you notice, a lot of tunes at lower levels are not using combined commandos. They opt for the mercenaries, unless they're a range tune, obviously. But if you're looking at a keeper or you're looking at an enforcer, they're going to be mixing OFAB, maybe some Rhino. Rhino's got some good HP. Helmet of the Forest Hero, bag of floating jukes. You get the HP, you get the first aid. And that will help the tune last in longer duels. And they could still put out decent damage without having to sell out to not OE some crazy weapon. I guess there's edge cases like a 32, sort of the illuminated keeper. You have to sell out to not OE, but the damage is huge. However, a Hallowed Enforcer is going to usually drop you, because since they're OFAB chest, let's take a look at it. Items 100 pin OFARB? No. Frickin' A. Learning how to type today. OFAB Enforcer. Look at this. 27 two-hand blunt, which is way more than you're going to get out of the 8 from the combined mercenary, and 466 of that big HP. This is massive, and the ACs are nice too. You're going to OE it, so frick it. And you're also going to OE the HP, but it's still a much better benefit than you would get from wearing Combined Mercenary. It just all adds up to finding that middle ground. You get that big HP, still got a weapon you don't OE, and you're good to go. Now, if there's one more point I could make, stamina. What about it? Low levels doesn't really matter so much, but when you start getting to like 170, even 165 for maybe an Enforcer, obviously an Aatrox, you want that 2-second heal delta. You want to get your heal delta as high as you can, especially if you're a soldier, and you want 820 stamina. Why 820 stamina? You get a nice 2-second heal delta. So every 2 seconds, you're healing for whatever your heal delta is. If you can get it in the 200s, it's like having a nice hack and quack on you that's way quicker. I guess Omnimed Incursion would be more apt of a comparison. And then when you have your TMS up, you're not going to be getting hurt as much. So I wouldn't say your heal delta is going to matter at all at these lower levels, title level 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get to title level 5, you'll even see metaphysicists going Aatrox, Vest of Torpid Sunrays, or Vest of Torpid frickin' Deers, I don't know what it is. Those stupid sleeves, the Frederickson's kinetically inputted into my rectum. I don't know what they are. I honestly have no clue what the name of them is, because I always have the dehacked ones. Frederickson's microkinetic sleeves, 22 stamina, and then stam rings. So they get that 820. You have good evades, you have a ton of HP, and now you also have a heal delta to go with that. So today we talked about the importance of HP. What are we going to do with that? Is anyone going to make a new frickin' twink? Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not. I would suggest you do. It'd be pretty cool. Just remember, find the middle ground. Try not to sell out to not OE the weapon if you can. There's some instances where it's okay. But like I've always maintained, those one-hand edged enforcers at 41 try so hard to not OE and to just equip their cleavers or Kyrops, whatever they want to use. And then a one-hand blunt enforcer using TIG beaters, easiest thing to get on at that level, has way more HP, the damage is still consistent, and they drop the one-hand edge enforcers. But you guys do what you want. Show me what your setups are. Give me some ideas. Let me know what you think. Peace, bitch.